My Play Select viewers, welcome to another episode of Play Select. My name is Mountian, and in this episode, I'm just gonna name drop. Well, we got some Megaman, Dark Souls, Street Fighter, and a whale of a story with the Phantom Pain. That was so clever or not. Anyways, enjoy the show. So Donghui, a name that may not mean much to you at this moment, but it will very soon because on the 17th, Street Fighter X Megaman is coming out free for PC. Now, So Jong-ho is the man who made this, a Singaporean-based local who just loves these two games. And the best thing of all, because it's a fan-made game, which usually doesn't seem the light of day, Capcom actually totally supported it and gave him tips on how to actually make the game more authentic to Mega Man fans. Now, I've seen the footage on it, the release trailer on YouTube. It looks absolutely amazing because you do see the Blue Bomber facing off against classic Street Fighter guys instead of Robot Masters. Now, from what I've seen so far, we have Ryu, we have Blanca, we have Chun-Li, we also have Rolento and Rose. And it makes you think, you know, when you get to the Dr. Willy boss stages, at least in this universe, who's gonna take over? Because you know Dr. Willy changes at least 2 times, usually in the old school Mega Man games. So that being said, is it gonna be M. Bison being kicked out by Akuma, thus being kicked out by Shenlong? I don't know, I can't wait to play this. December 17th, I'm definitely downloading this. I mean, I'm glad somebody out there is doing something for Mega Man, because we all love him since Legends never happened, and you know, but hopefully a little goes a long way, and maybe Capcom will figure something out and bring back Mega Man. So yeah, the Phantom Pain, you know, I'm sure you guys don't know anything about it, but that being said, I'm gonna run straight through it, give you some speculatory facts. So here you go. I bet you knew about the patient being maybe perhaps could be Big Boss. I mean, for a few reasons. One, the scar on his face matches the same scar that you see on Big Boss in the Ground Zero's promotional artwork, as well as the fact that he's got an eye patch and he's got that mullet hair, but also on the fact that he's in a coma, or the patient is in a coma, which could very much so be the time when they extracted DNA from Big Boss to make Les Enfants Terribles, such as Solid Snake and Liquid Snake. And I bet you also knew that the doctor who appears by the patient's bedside could be perhaps Kiyomar, who is also the same doctor who appears in the original NES Metal Gear Snake's Revenge. Now all this does is that it suggests that what you're seeing on the trailer is a new Metal Gear game. I bet you also knew the burnt man in the video, or at least the guy with the bandages all over his face, could very much be the guy who's actually burnt all over in Ground Zeroes as well. Could we see a correlation right now between the two games? Very much so indeed, I think so, yes. And I also bet you knew about the Moby Dick Studios whale analogy, also with the name Joachim Mogren. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Now, Joachim Mogren, you see his name as the developer for the game, and Joachim actually is an anagram for who else? Kojima. And Mogrim, if you take out M and N, you get Ogre, which pretty much could symbolize Project Ogre, which was a thing that Kojima wanted everyone to STFU about, because every time you asked him, he would get really angry. And also the fact that it's called Moby Dick. Now, we know Moby Dick, I've read it, our directors read it, and we know it's a story pretty much about revenge. Now, seeing that the Big Boss / patient character doesn't have an arm amputee, could it be about his quest for revenge in this whole game? We don't know yet, but we actually kind of think it's gonna head that direction. Otherwise, what's the point of putting a flaming whale? Well, I know that you knew that the letters that appear, or the magic letters that appear against the end trailer that says the Phantom Pain, actually shows up as saying Metal Gear Solid 5, or V. First time they use Roman numerals, but that's because they're tricky like that. So, that being said, there's one thing worth mentioning too as well. The fact that you also knew about this, Psycho Mantis. I mean, we do actually see him, or maybe see him, hovering at the end of the video in his classic pose. Now, could this be Psycho Mantis? I don't know. Or could it be his predecessor? We don't know, but the thing is, in the whole kind of trailer video, we see things like, open your eyes, is this a dream? You know, these kind of very suggestive, hallucinatory, kind of dreamlike state messages that you might get on this. Some heavy-handed Inception stuff, you know how it is. Anyways, we see him around, so maybe you gotta plug in your controller again, but it's Wi-Fi, so we don't know what we're gonna do about that. Anyways, he makes an appearance, and also So, in the Ground Zeroes trailer, we did see a little cap of text that said, "From Fox, 2 Phantoms were born." Now, I personally think that this pretty much means Fox Engine, which you see these 2 trailers on, and they look absolutely amazing, but also the fact that these 2 Phantoms are these 2 games that everyone is getting very hyped up for. Ground Zero and this Phantom Pain, aka Metal Gear Solid 5. Anyways, this is huge news. We'll keep you more updated about it if there is anything actually worth saying, with the fact that the whole internet of the gaming community is pretty much just doing nothing but speculation. There's a lot more to talk about, and I'm sure you guys will drop something on the comments. Yeah, we kind of know about it, but those are still very speculatory. So instead of riling the nerds, I'm just gonna play it safe. What the shmup? Fans of shmups or shoot 'em ups are gonna be really happy to hear this because Cave just announced a giant box set. Now the box set apparently has 10 games, 2 booklets, and 7 DVDs, and that's just absolutely amazing. And the full kind of estimated value of this is 400 USD. Now what games do we have on this? Well, let me tell you. Espeluda 2 Black Label, Death Smiles 2X, Dononpachi Dai Hukatsu, Dononpachi Dai Hukatsu Black Label, Muchi Muchi Pork and Pink Sweets, Akai Katana Shin, Mushihime-sama, Mushihime-sama Futari, and Guange. Now, if you think about it, actually, you're not getting 10 games, you're actually getting 11 games because Muchi Muchi Pork and Pink Sweets are actually 2 games that were released region-free on Xbox a while ago, so actually getting 11. So thinking about it, 11 games, 1 box set, 7 DVDs, 2 booklets, $400, but we don't even know what the price is. It's probably gonna be cheaper than that, but having that value, it pretty much justifies all the quarters you'd be wasting anyways in the arcade if you're playing this. So this is a chance you've been waiting for. If you've been dying so much and you've been waiting and you're just like, yo, I'm gonna take so much sweet revenge on these cave shooters, here's your chance. Ever since I sunk in about 300 plus hours, well, I don't know, I really lost count at 200. But ever since I sunk in that amount of time, no lifing in the original Dark Souls, I've been pretty much waiting for, news about a second installment, and finally, right before the world's about to end, it happens, and I don't care anymore. I can die happy just knowing this news because Dark Souls 2 has just been announced, and I'm just, I mean, this is personally my favorite game of the current console generation. I really mean it. This game I could play again and again and again. Anyways, some news I do know because it is very early in the dev stages. We know that Hidetaka Miyazaki, who was the original creator of this game, he's now going to be supervising and letting Tomohiro Shibuya do the directing work. Now, Tomohiro Shibuya-san, he pretty much says there's going to be a brand new world, a new hero, I don't know what that is. I mean, the original Dark Souls and Demon Souls games didn't really have a titular hero, but now we have a hero, and of course expect to die a lot of times. Now, one more thing we know is that there's going to be a server-based multiplayer according to the press releases. Does that mean there's no more lag stab in the back? I really hope so. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't care. I'm just gonna buy the most expensive version of this game and just play it until Dark Souls 3 comes out, and I'm gonna grow a long beard and I'm just gonna sit in the fireplace and be a hobo because I just love this game so much. Dark Souls, prepare to die. Yes. Some news on Epic Games. Now, everybody knows that Mr. Cliff Bleszinski left Epic Games a while ago, and following suit is his colleague, Mr. Mike Capps. Now, Mike Capps was the CEO of Epic Games, who is now retired because he has a groundwalk of his own. Congratulations, Mr. Capps, on your brand new baby boy. And taking over is Mr. Tim Sweeney as CEO. Now, that being said, we're still looking very forward to Unreal 4 Engine games as well as Gears of War Judgment. And don't fret, those who are fans of Mr. Mike Capps, he's still gonna be on the board of directors. So some corporate news your way. Those who've been following Studio Ghibli's Ni no Kuni 2 Wrath of the White Witch, well, look how excited Jay is. I mean, this is a game that we can really all get into. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. It just looks simply amazing. Studio Ghibli straight from the movie theaters into your home consoles. And which console? PS3, because a demo is out right now that you can try. And even better news to sweeten the deal, because it's in Japanese, well, guess what? An English release is gonna come out in the near future. So this is gonna be great. I mean, any of you guys been following Ghibli's works, well, this is something that you can really get into. And if you've never heard of Studio Ghibli, dude, really? Time to announce the winner of last week's prize. Time, Clownman! You just won yourself a copy of Hitman Absolution for knowing the answer. Karnov, who was the heavily mustache fire-breathing Russian, and you also gave me Bad Dudes because that's the name of the game that he appeared in as a first level boss. So congratulations for knowing that, and enjoy your copy of the Bald Agent 47. Welcome to another edition of Prize Time, your favorite moment of the week where I give you free stuff. Now, Prize Time works like this. It's very, very simple. I give you a question, give me an answer, you get a rap, and give you some swag. So, anyways, that being said, ground rules. If you know the answer to my question, please put it in the inbox, not the comments. The inbox, not the comments. Where's the inbox? It's in the Play Asia TV YouTube page. Just go there, send them a message, and also while you're at it, please specify whether or not you want Far Cry 3 for the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. So without further ado, because it's a Far Cry giveaway, here's a Far Cry question. It's gonna be hard actually. I need to just kind of remember it because, you know, it sounds simple, but I'm gonna say it in a cryptic way. Anyways, what character did Vaz voice actor originally audition for? Sounds simple, right? That's like the most simple one I ever gave you. Or is it? That being said, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Play Select. My name is Mountian, and we really, once again, appreciate your comments, suggestions, all the messages, and your love. So anyways, keep on gaming. Peace outside. Hello.